Hoi, leuk dat je luistert naar de Scapino podcast. De podcast waarin je alles te weten komt over onze voorstellingen, onze makers en de dagelijkse praktijken van ons gezelschap. Mijn naam is Iris en ik ben contentmaker bij het Scapino Ballet en een groot liefhebber van dans en theater. In deze aflevering hebben we het over onze voorstelling de Square2. De Square is een dansconcept waarin 3 choreografen samenwerken met 1 artiest uit een andere discipline. Met zijn vieren maken zij een avondvullend dansprogramma waarin zij wel allemaal verantwoordelijk zijn voor hun eigen deel van de show, maar waarin alle stukken samenkomen tot 1 geheel. Een van de choreografen die meedoet aan deze editie van de Square is Antonin Comestaz. Antonin is een choreograaf uit Frankrijk. Een groot deel van zijn carrière als danser heeft hij doorgebracht in Duitsland. Daarna is hij naar Nederland verhuisd, waar hij ook een korte tijd als danser heeft doorgebracht hier bij het Scapino Ballet. Antonin, what is it like to be back at Scapino?
It's a pleasure and it's very special for me because I actually know this company because I was a dancer at Scapino in the season 2012-2013. And that was also my last engagement in the company as a dancer before I started to choreograph. So it's and then I'm coming back as a choreographer. So that's a course of event of life that is surprising and very pleasant. So I'm happy to be here, to be back.
And what is it with you in dancing? What is it about dancing that you wanted to be a dancer?
There is a kind of a mythology from my mom who says that we used to live by a dance class that we could see from the street, and I was seeing the people dancing, and I was seeing the boys lifting the girls, and I said to my mom, I want to do this, you know. But actually, I think that's just a little bit of mythology because I don't remember wanting to dance that much, but I think, I did. I started, however, to do a little bit of dance, classical dance, once a week, and then it took a little bit more importance. Then I went to a regular school, and then I went I followed the Paris Opera education program for many years. But I think I understood dance and my motivation behind it and my drive for dance as a art form much later. I think I was about 20 or 21 years old when I knew exactly what I liked in dance.
And why did you decide to give up dancing and start choreographing?
I think I was always interested in choreography. And as far as I can remember, maybe so I didn't have little stars in my eyes to become a dancer, but I think I had more this thing of gathering friends around and creating games and creating rules, and I think it's essentially the same activity as choreographing. I feel like I'm kind of doing the same now, like convincing a group of people around a common goal and to have fun and to create rules, and then it took more importance, and I started to consider it more and more, and it came to a point where I felt like maybe I didn't feel like it was necessary for me to pursue my career as a dancer, and as I was doing more choreographic work, I felt like this was really like more my thing.
Did it feel like coming home?
Yeah, in a way. I have the feeling that I'm much more in the place where I should be as a choreographer than as a dancer. As a dancer, I don't think I was like an iconic dancer, you know. There are some dancers that become stars or like a very iconic or role model for all the dancer, like a big inspiration. Me, I think I was not really that type. I think I was more like a creative mind rather than an interpret, let's say. Yeah.
And where do you get your inspiration?
That's another very good question because I think inspiration is the biggest mystery there is. You know, I can be weeks trying hard to think about the inspiration for my next piece and nothing comes, and then suddenly, you know, like you are going for a walk or just taking the garbage out, and suddenly like it strikes you like thunder, and you have this idea. So I think it's just like the inspiration is just like a meeting point of a lot of directions that happen to meet at a certain point, and maybe that's how I can describe it, but it's still a mystery. I don't know.
And you're back with us to do a part of the choreography for the Square. And I think the key word in the Square this time is Inferno. Is that also something that spoke to you?
I think the theme of Inferno can be. I think everybody can have his own Inferno. Like I think. So I don't want to. In the work, I'm definitely not literal to the concept of Inferno by Dante and the ninth circle of hell, but we are focusing on individual characters, so they all have their own hell somehow, like we are all in our own individual hell. But of course now it's also take another perspective because of the context of Corona, of the Corona pandemic. So I think also sometimes our mind is having like it's a very easy way to connect the meaning of artistic work with the real context we are living in. For me, these 2 years of Corona, and to put it in a parallel with Inferno, is sometimes like people ask me like I say like, oh, but we did this last year, and people tell me like, no, it was 3 years ago we did this, and I'm like, 3 years ago? And it seems like these 2 years that we lived, for me it feels like I skipped it completely, like it just didn't happen. My memories are relates to 3 years ago. I cannot go further than that. So actually I can have like a title for the piece that we are doing. It's gonna be called Lamb Limbo. Lamb from the lambs of gods, of God. It's relate to the Bible a little bit, and a limbo. It's the limbs. It's like a place that doesn't exist, where there is no concept of space and time. So I think it's a little bit how I feel about the pandemic, these 2 years, and but we are. I have a feeling we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel pretty soon. So that's great news.
And what do you think the result will be like? Are you excited?
Yeah, I think the result is going to be very exciting, because I think it's not a very common format. There is so many elements that are a little bit fresh and new in a way, because there will be a certain aesthetic that is coming from the scenery and the music and the costumes, but at the same time we are 3 choreographers with our distinctive voice. So I think it's to see a continuous full-length piece, but to still see like these waves of different sensibility from the choreographers. I think it's going to be it's a really fresh format, something really. I think it's going to be very exciting, and I think it's also going to be very exciting for the dancers. I can imagine, because I wonder how it's like to within the same evening to drift yourself from one style of and one world of a choreographer into another. And yeah, it's also live music, live video projection, light is going to be, and dance of course, and it's going to be a total experience. I think I can imagine it's going to be great. It's going to be cool.
It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Ben jij nou na het luisteren van deze podcast benieuwd geworden naar de Square? Wil je weten wanneer we in een theater zijn bij jou in de buurt? Of wil je gewoon meer te weten komen over het Scapino Ballet? Ga dan naar onze website www.scapinoballet.nl of vind ons op social media. In de volgende aflevering praten we met choreograaf Ryan Jojo Carso. Hij vertelt ons over zijn ervaringen als choreograaf en over hoe het hem afgaat tijdens de creatie van de Square. Bedankt voor het luisteren en tot snel in het theater.